This will be my second time reacting to The Doors. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. Big shout out to Brad. Thank you so much for the coffee and the support. So this is Love Me Two Times, live in Europe, 1968. Oof. Back to the 60s. My God, I keep forgetting how far back The Doors go. But yeah, I think I have heard the something about this song very faintly in my head, because I think they said, or they say "Love Me Two Times" in the chorus, but it's basically gonna be like a first time reaction. The other song that I checked out from The Doors was "LA Woman," and that was amazing. That was a great song, very atmospheric. All right, is there any information here that I should read that would be helpful? Or should I just do the research at the end? The Doors' arrival on the rock scene in 1967 marked not only the start of a string of hit singles and albums that would become classics, but also of something much bigger. A new and deeper relationship between creators and audience. Refusing to be mere entertainers, the Los Angeles Quartet relentlessly challenged, confronted, and inspired their fans, leaping headfirst into the heart of darkness while other bands warped about peace and love. Though they've had scores of imitators, there's never been another band quite like them. Wow. Okay. That actually sheds some light into, their character. But let's get started here, guys. If you have interesting requests, please go to my Ko-fi page or platform. It helps out a lot. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. Let's go. My hair used to be like that in high school, actually.
I want to tell you about Texas radio and the big beat. It comes out of the Virginia swamps, cool and slow, with a backbeat, narrow and hard to master. Some call it heavenly in its brilliance, others mean and rueful of the Western dream. I love the friends I have gathered together on this thin raft. We've constructed pyramids in honor of our escaping. For this is the land where the Pharaoh died. Children, the river contains specimens. The voices of singing women call us on the far shore, and they are saying, forget the night, live with us in forests of azure. Meager food for souls forgot. I tell you this, no eternal reward will forgive us now for wasting the dawn. And one morning you awoke, and the strange sun, and opening your door,
Oh, okay.
love me two-time, babe. Love me twice today. Love me two-time, baby. I'm gone away. Love me two-time, yeah. One for tomorrow, one just for speed. Love me one time, baby. Yeah, my knees got weak. But love me two-time, girl. Last me out through the week. Love me two-time, I'm gone away. Love me two-time, babe. Love me twice today. Love me two-time, babe. I'm gone away. Love me two-time, yeah. What for tomorrow? What just for today? Love me two-time. I'm gone away. Love me two-time. Gone away. Love me two-time, time. Gone away.
Man, I was getting into it. I didn't want the video to end. Let's check out the rest of the concert. Ah. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed and I have a link of the original video down in the description below. His presence on stage, he looks unshakable. Very confident, very strong, even though, you know, he was super young. I mean, he died at 27, unfortunately. So here, I don't know how old he would have been, maybe even like 25 or something like that. So young, but like, he looked like he was meant to be on that stage. It's like similar to when I see Freddie Mercury, right, from Queen. It's like some people are just born to do it. And even in the intro, which was very interesting, right, setting the tone and giving us like some lore, some story, trying to confuse us, to hypnotize us and to take us in, right before the little like riff at the beginning. That bassist, just everybody here, the keyboardist as well, who went crazy at some part. Which, by the way, let's go to that shot of the keys. That was amazing. That was such a like an interesting sounding key moment, and how we see this aerial shot of this mysterious being. We don't even see his face. We just see like the shadow and the hands going at it. By the way, I think we may have like the exact same hands. Very bony, skinny, skeletal looking hands. But man, can they play, at least his hands. And so that was very cool. But going back to Jim here, his voice, so he starts off kind of you know, regular type of singing, or at least more conservative, let's say. And I was like, oh, maybe this was his earlier days, right? He looks very young, and so he's singing like this. He's singing more, you know, like chest voice as we're getting into the song, "Love Me Two Times," and then he starts to get like more like stronger, raspier, and like bolder as the song unfolds. And you know, you see it progressing all the way to the end, and it's like his voice just changed completely, almost like another person singing at the end, "Love me two times," and then he's like, oh, he's bringing that you know, the feeling and the emotion, but his face still just looks more like, it's hard, it's confusing to say, right? Because he shows us the emotion completely through his voice, but yet, you know, physically he still looks composed. And you know, like some of the shots here are composed, but still like he's deep in it. He closes his eyes, almost like he's picturing this woman that he's talking about. Love me two times, love me thrice, love me what, just love me every day, right? But most of it just comes directly from his voice. And back in the 60s, I don't think, you know, people used to move around that much. That became like a thing in the 70s, at least from what I've seen, that now you start to see people like bringing that energy on stage. And we look at bands like AC/DC or some metal from back in the day, even like Ozzy Osbourne and so many others. But in the 60s is more like, okay, just stay in your spot and do the song. But yeah, for this being 1968, such a different feel from the other groups that I know from this era, like the Beatles, right? It's the biggest one. And the Beatles were more like, okay, we're gonna do pop songs, and this is gonna be cheery, and this is gonna be, for the radio and commercial, and I mean, I still think they're the goats, the best ever. But then you see something like this where it's more interesting. Wait a minute. Okay, we can do this, and we can sing it this way. And I imagine for their time, this would have been like even revolutionary, like so out there, right? It's like that rebel type of vibe, similar to the Rolling Stones, and how they're just like, oh, we're gonna take rock and roll to the next level. So you could see the beginning of that. And it's such a shame that he passed so young, because I imagine if they continued, who knows how far they would have gotten, or what would have become of them. But obviously they left their mark, and they still did great enough that people remember the Doors as like, okay, one of the greatest bands. Love Me Two Times. And actually, talking about the lyrics, it's very repetitive. From what I remember here in the song, it's just like he keeps saying it over and over again. But it works because there were different sections to the song. So at the beginning, he was talking, I don't even know what he was saying, but he was bringing to life this psychedelic world, right? And I was just like, okay, and this is happening. And this is what I'm saying, so composed. Didn't see any nerves, no shaking, no voice cracks in his voice, nothing. Even his stare, it's like so intense, right? And that would have been the part to be nervous, not at the end, because at that point you've already shaken that off. You've got the crowd involved. There's a big sound behind you and stuff like that. But at the beginning, when he's saying this like dialogue, and there's not that much going on except the bass line, right? Just very good, very simple, but it works. And then he's just saying this dialogue like it's nothing, like he's reciting this in his bedroom. And I get that, they're musicians, they're used to it, they're established, but a part of me says, some of them, they get nerves. They're human, like the rest of us, right? And I have reacted to some others where people actually told me in the comments, like, oh no, they were actually nervous. For example, John Farnham, one of the big voices, and people tell me no, he actually gets nervous on stage. So I was just thinking that. And then it starts going into the music just comes to life. Iconic. As soon as I heard it, I was like, wait a minute, I have heard this before. I don't know where, and I don't know when, but I have heard it, and now I can connect it to the song. Amazing. This music, man. They don't make them like this anymore. Who still listens to The Door in 2026? I do. I'm here discovering the band like 50 years later. God, I wish I could have seen Jim Morrison live on stage. This is what I'm saying. It's some people just come and go, and if you missed it, then it's over, right? And you just have to look to someone else. But yeah, of course, I would have liked to have seen many of these bands on stage, but it wasn't my time. So what I can do now, so many years later, is learn about their music, react to it, and this is all I can do now. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you have suggestions, please comment, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.